Hello folks, it's Clinton here with Oval Window Racing. And yeah, you guys are probably always wondering, I do call myself Oval Window Racing. But my YouTube call, Instagram call, and even my Twitter call is all DDK56VW. Basically, I started my YouTube channel, my Instagram, all the stuff before I just branded my YouTube channel. And that's why it's DDK56VW. And the reason I haven't changed it is because I'd have to change them all. So I just find it easier just to keep it DDK56VW. In case you're wondering what the DDK stands for, it stands for Die Deutschen Kameraden, which is German, or roughly translated in German to the German folks. So Simon is a German-made Volkswagen. And of course you got the fancy DDK emblem. Fancy DDK emblem that rides on Simon there. A club member years back had those made up, and I'm actually trying to look for some more because Hubert's going to need one when we get him done. Basically, years back we started a club, the DDK, here in Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana. I think there was a couple members from Illinois. Kind of rival to compete with this rough group called the Corn Panzers. The Corn Panzers coined themselves a Midwest Cal-Look club, and they were kind of strict on their rules and who they let in. I was actually friends, or still am friends, with quite a few of the Corn Panzer members. I don't know if they consider their club still active or not. I'm probably the only one that's really kind of keeping the DDK active as of now. Jeremy is a member. His cars, one of these days he'll get something on the track, and of course I made my daughter Emily honorary member. Mike's still working on his dune buggy. We'll probably have him as a member whenever he gets that up and going. And there's still a few of us floating around that are still into Volkswagens and stuff, and maybe we can get this stuff all back up and running again, and maybe have a DDK Corn Panzer run off in the near future, if we can get those guys active again. But that's not what we're here for. You can see I'm in the garage, and normally when I'm in the garage, if you've been following, it's winter time. Not quite yet. It is October. Hopefully we still have a good 3 more weeks of good weather, and I'm hoping to enjoy a few more cruise-ins and maybe a color tour, and if I'm lucky, maybe I'll try my luck at the drag strip again. Yeah, the drag strip. You guys are all watched the last video. You're probably wondering what the outcome of the drag strip was, and like, is he gonna have his car running again? Well, I am. The engine is back together somewhat. I'm working on just putting everything back together, and I'm still kind of wondering if I'm going to move the turbo around a little bit. And I may just throw it all together and just run it now, and worry about the turbo in the spring. But what had happened, I don't know exactly what had happened, but this is the outcome. Take a look at that. Even the guide is bent. This is the intake valve for number 3, and yeah, it came in contact with the piston. The top of the valve stem is missing, and it almost makes the letter S. I can't believe the valve guide is bent too, but basically I dropped the valve. It did touch the piston. Looked like it might have touched it 8 times, but nothing major. The worst, it just left a few marks, and it's funny because it would come up and hit here, and then the valve would bend, and then it would hit here, the valve would bend, and hit here, and I can see how those valve tops break off. Going back and forth enough, it's going to snap off, and man, when these things do come loose and rattle around inside the cylinder, they make lots of damage. I've never personally had, this is the first time I've lost a valve, but I've seen some heads and some pistons where they lost the end of the valve, and that thing rolls around in there, and it's not pretty at all. Thankfully, I gotta give Jim Green, I got a shout out for thanks for getting the head around fast enough. But basically, he replaced the guide and put a brand new valve in. We went with an oversized guide because, of course, this probably didn't come out very well being bent like that. So you wound up putting an oversized valve guide in, knurled the outside of it. You can kind of see that in the intake port there. And then you use some sleeve retainer to help hold it in. And the reason I didn't do all 4 valves, I'm basically just kind of band-aiding these heads one more time, just to get the car running for the end of the year. Like I said, we got, you know, a couple more cruise-ins if the weather's nice, and maybe a fall color tour. It might just be my own drive around fall color tour. Maybe I'll just incorporate that in with one of the cruise-ins. But I'd like to hit one more test and tune, and probably be an 8th mile test and tune, just to see if I can get down in the low 7 seconds. I know that Simon here, I know Simon has an 11-second pass in him, and I'll tell you my thoughts on that. The reason I think Simon got an 11-second pass in him for sure this time is the last time out before this happened, I got myself a new paperweight. I ran a 12:14 in the quarter mile. That basically matched up to the 12:12 I ran last year. But last year, the difference between last year and this year is last year the engine was bigger. I was running a 2332cc motor. This year I'm running the 2234cc's. I know there are a lot of numbers there, but it's a 92 bore versus the 94 bore I had. So yes, the engine is a little smaller. I wasn't on all the boost. That pass, I think, did I get a data log? I don't think I got a data log on that pass, but it didn't change anything for the pass after that, and it was on about 15 pounds of boost. Last year when I ran the 12:12, I was close to 20 pounds of boost. So I still had a ways to pump it up. And this year's 12:14, I crossed the traps at 106 mile an hour because the car bounced out of 4th gear. Last year, that 12:12 pass, I think, was about 113 mile an hour. So if you take the ifs, ands, whats, and what could have out of the scenario, I think it would have been a high 11-second pass before I turned up the boost. So I think I got a little bit more to go with the car. The other thing, I was in my street trim, which the rims, basically my street trim are the rims. I have lightweight racing. I can say this. I have lightweight racing rims that I normally run. I was running them last year when I ran the 12:12. This year I'm running my heavy street rims and tires. I guess I think the term the guys like to use is wheels, not rims. But yeah, my rim difference in weight's roughly about 100 pounds. And the car is a little heavier because if you've been following the videos, I did add some sheet metal. I do have a roll cage in it. The seats are a little heavier than I was running. Did I run those seats last year? Actually, I think I had those seats in there last year. And I did have the roll cage in it last year. So yeah, those were still the same way, but I did add sheet metal to the car. Because Simon was basically naturally lightened by the state of Michigan, and I did a lot of rust repair over the winter. And I got on the scales and the car was 1,900 pounds, I was a little taken off guard because last time I weighed it, I think it was 1,950 pounds, 1,955 pounds. Last time I weighed the car, he was about 1,840 pounds, and I'm relatively the same weight. I can't seem to lose weight or gain weight. I do gain weight easily. It's harder to lose it. But yeah, I do believe Simon's got a good 11-second pass in him. But with Simon bouncing out of 4th gear, I don't think I'm going to be able to run the quarter mile. I haven't ran him up and down the street because of the engine problems. So I don't even know if 4th gear even works anymore. I won't know until I take the car back apart. I don't plan on doing that until the springtime. The focus of this winter, I'll try to bring you guys some update videos and stuff, but I know I might be kind of silent this winter because I'm not going to be doing much work on Simon. Simon's going to be going into storage. So yeah, wrapping up this year with a couple more cruises, and then hopefully driving Simon back into storage. But we've got Hubert to work on. The main focus this winter, I promised the daughter that we at least get the sheet metal all wrapped up, and maybe have Hubert in primer in the spring before we start working back on Simon again. But yeah, Simon's going to go in for a winter nap. He does need some rest. He's been good to me the last couple of years. Time for some rest, even though this year was rough with the amount of failures I've had, but you can't make any gains without failures. Can only go down so far and hopefully come back up. But yeah, that's going to be the plans this winter, and hope you guys do stick with me. If you do want to see updates on progress with Hubert, or maybe just some more video of Hubert, yeah, please leave some comments and likes and whatnot here on some of the videos. But yeah, until next time, keep shifting those gears and keep those valves straight. See ya.
I was just another guy